Good afternoon. Um, this angle isn't the way that I want it to be, but I'm going to try and get a tripod for my phone. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good day. I'm going to start this video off as something that is going to not be very pleasant. It's going to be a rant. It's going to be about how I feel. I made a couple of videos the night before, but I feel as if I was in my feelings. I was emotional, but I have to keep it real 100 with people who are watching this video because y'all may not understand. Y'all may feel like I'm delusional. Y'all may feel like, I'm too emotional to be rational, which emotional and rational are not mutually exclusive. You can be emotional and rational at the same time. Like, you can be angry but be making some good points. So stop tone policing people. But I want to get this started. So to everyone that's not American asking why African Americans are so full of this, so full of that, and that we are so arrogant, mind your business. If you are not African American, I don't want you to critique African Americans' culture. I don't want you to critique how we fall under Eurocentric beauty norms or that we are conforming to the ideals of beauty. Because I don't want to hear none of that. If you're not trying to help, if you're not trying to uplift, shut your mouth up. Just shut up. Shut your mouth. And that's what I want to say. If you aren't trying to uplift, do not criticize, do not critique. If you aren't being constructive about it, do not say anything at all. Unless you are trying to uplift someone, don't sit here and point out their flaws. Because we know our flaws. We want to change our flaws. But if you're just going to sit here and tell people what is wrong with them and you're not going to do anything to help it, shut your mouth. Shut it. This goes to black men in particular that wonder why so many black women hate themselves. Why are they going to Dr. Miami or doctors to change their appearance, to make themselves something that they are not? Why are you wondering why black women do not like their natural hair, but the only black women you like are women with 3C to probably 2A curly hair, that hair type, the loose curly hair type. Don't sit here and say you appreciate a black woman's natural look when the only type of natural you like is light skin with 3C curly hair. You don't like afros. You don't like nappy, poofy, Pam Grier, blaxploitation type of hair unless we're naked and oiled up and it's something sexualized. You sit here and prescribe these beauty standards that white men prescribed unto us for centuries. You sit here and cast women that look nothing like us in black entertainment and then wonder why we go out of our way to look like a Kim Kardashian, to look like a Kylie Jenner, to look like women who are more or less trying to look like bootleg versions of black women. And now we're trying to water down our features, but it's like it's a paradox where we're trying to look like white women trying to look like black women. Y'all sitting here criticizing Nicki Minaj because she got butt injections. You know what? Who cares? Who cares? Y'all sitting up here criticizing women who are going to the doctors, going under the knives, dying for a big ass. Something that they already have. Like, I see so many black women that sit up here getting waist trainers, doing squats for something they already have. You already got a small waist. You already got big butt. You already got like thick ass thighs. So they're like the only thing you're trying to do is tone yourself. You're trying to make yourself skinny, but you still have the curves. Like, there's no reason for you to try to be curvier or thicker when it's something that you already have. Now, I understand there are some women who genuinely want to be thicker, but it's more so for the aesthetic. Like, most people, when you're trying to get bigger boobs or when you're trying to get a bigger ass, you're doing it for the aesthetic, not for health reasons. And that's what I don't get. It's one thing if you're doing squats because maybe you want to strengthen up your muscles or you're wanting to tighten up your butt cheeks, or you want it to lift. I can see that. But if you're just doing it because you want to be thick, I do see it as a problem, but I'm not going to like judge anyone. I just hate growing up in an era where I was shamed for the very features that now everyone wants. And now I'm supposed to get over it because I'm now in style. But it's not even people like me that's in style. It's like people like white women or lighter skinned women or non-black women that are basically making something popular that was not popular on women who were dark skinned. And I'm not mad at anyone. I'm not mad at any, like, Kylie Jenner. I'm not mad at Kylie Jenner because she got plastic surgery or she got lip fillers. I'm not mad at her. What I am mad at is people acting as if Kylie Jenner invented full lips, or Kylie Jenner acts as if she is so innovative. And then when people try to call her out for it, she accuses people of bullying her. That's what I'm mad at. Like, I'm not mad at you, Kylie. You know, I may say a lot of shady things about you, but I'm just mad at the fact that you and your sisters are always taking credit for things that black women have been doing for years, or black women have been known for years. You know, I'm not going to sit here and go as hard on Khloe Kardashian, Kim Kardashian, or Kylie Jenner as I used to, because I feel like they've calmed down. They calmed down. But I just feel as if you can't wonder why people are mad at you, but you're not doing anything for black women. You're not doing anything for black girls who have low self-esteem. You're not doing anything for them. I know you have black female friends, but you're not doing anything for them. It's one thing if you came out and said, I know full lips are something that are stigmatized. I think they are beautiful. I always wanted full lips. You know, there are so many women with features that are gorgeous, but a lot of people don't appreciate. I can see that. I can see if you were doing something for black girls and then you just so happen to have those features, but you're not doing anything. All you're doing is just hanging out with Justine Skye and Jordyn Woods, you know, mooching off of their aesthetic, and then want to sit up here and not care that your friends are getting shoved to the side. Justine Skye wants to sit up here and act as if Kylie Jenner is someone that, like, is cool with her, and that's fine. If that's your friend, I understand it. But then you're getting shoved to the side and not listening to black girls that tell you, why are you hanging out with someone who's more or less anti-black, or hasn't taken heed of people telling her, you know, what you are doing is racially insensitive. I don't get it. But what I cannot stand is people making someone feel so low about themselves, feel so useless, feel so ugly. Like, ugly is such a horrible feeling. Making someone feel like they aren't good enough. And then when they finally decide they are going to change something about them that they feel is a flaw, you want to come at them as if they are flawed for doing what they have to do to be safe in this society. You can't sit up here calling people ugly. You can't sit up here making jokes about people being roaches and then get mad when those same people want to do everything they can to not look like a roach. You can't make jokes about black women being ugly and then say you were just playing and that you don't understand why so many black women are blaming black men for bullshit when it's black men that be the number one people putting that sick stuff in people's heads. Like, y'all say some sick ass stuff. Like, that's sick. Making people feel like they aren't good enough. Making people feel as if you gotta be light skinned, you gotta have curly hair, you gotta be white to even be beautiful. But yeah, you the main ones going after women that try to emulate the aesthetic that you called ugly on a darker skinned black woman, trying to get full lips, trying to be darker, trying to look exotic, trying to look like they could be mixed with black. But I thought those things were ugly. Or is it only ugly when it's on a darker skinned body? Or is it that we're not really ugly, but you just hate black women and you try to say that we're ugly to control us? I don't know which one is it, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people coming for Serena Williams because she is engaged to a white man. Meanwhile, it was mostly black men talking about her. And I can say, yes, it was white men who was talking bad about Serena, calling her a man, but it was black men as well. It was both. And if Serena wants to marry someone who appreciates her, and if he's a white man, then so be it. So be it. I don't care. I'm happy for her. Because what's funny is you have people defending people like Jordan Peele saying, well, he wanted to date you, but a lot of people didn't want him. A lot of black women did not want Jordan Peele, and that's why he's with a white woman. But yet, when black women say the same thing about black men, when we say, well, I'm pretty sure most of us are attracted to you, but most of y'all don't want us because y'all want a lighter skinned woman, y'all want a red bone, then suddenly, oh, it's all in our heads and it's not all. But yet, when we call out black men who merely date white women and are anti-black about it, misogynistic about it, put down black women about it, you try to give them sympathy like, well, he was asking out so many black women in college, but they didn't want him. It's a double standard. You can sit up here talking about how white women, foreign women are good and how they are better than black women, but we are supposed to be waiting for you in case you decide you don't want them anymore. And that's what it is. You want us to be sitting here waiting for you to come back when you decide you want us. That's all it is. You're like that kid that doesn't want to eat the Oreo because you want to eat the graham cracker, but then you don't want anyone else to have it because you just might eat the Oreo. That's what it is. You just might eat it, but you're not sure. So you don't want anyone else to have it. You're a hog. Like, that's what it is. You want your cake and you want to eat it too. But to non-African Americans in particular, for those calling me an American, saying you Americans are so ignorant, first of all, I have never identified as an American in my life. I have never saw myself as an American. So this is what I mean when I say African Americans have a different experience than non-African Americans, non-American Black people. Y'all don't have the experience of being called your nationality solely as your nationality. Y'all don't have the experience of y'all don't have the experience of just not being seen as a nationality. Like, y'all have like the experience of being called Nigerian. Y'all get to be called Jamaican or even Dominican, and y'all don't understand why we look at you funny when you call us American, because we aren't just American. We will never be American. As long as we are Black in America, we will never be American. So stop calling us American to be funny, to lump us in with white people in America, because you are afraid to call them out. So you just call out weak Black people or people you see as weaker, and you feel like you can be a bully to them. And then when we call you out on it, then suddenly it's, well, you bullied me when I was in the 5th grade and called me African booty scratcher. Because I guarantee you, everyone got called that. I got called that in the 5th grade. No, I got called that when I was in kindergarten. That was the last time I heard it, to be honest. And you probably heard it more because you are someone that's from Africa, and I will acknowledge that. But you always bring that up when we call you out for something you are doing as a grown adult. At 22 years old, you should know better. You should know better. And then tell me I need to educate other people that are ignorant about African Americans. No, they need to educate themselves. Y'all don't bother to get to know us. Y'all don't bother to understand. Y'all get bits and pieces of our history and then try to act as if you know everything about us because you feel as if you share the same genealogy or you share the same race. Then suddenly, like, we are one. We are not one. We will never be one until you understand people's differences. We will never be one. So stop calling us American. That just shows how you don't understand what it is like to be an African American. You don't understand racism in America because all you see it as we are all American. No, we are not all American. If I am some cute little blonde white girl, I can see you call me an American bitch. But I'm not an American bitch, okay? Do I look like a white girl? Do I have blonde hair? No. Do I have blue eyes? When you think of an American, you think of Ivanka Trump. You don't think of me. So stop being smart. Stop trying to be funny. Stop trying to erase someone's Blackness or Africanness, but then turn around and get mad when we call out light skin privilege, when we call out mixed people who are half white and who may speak over Black people who don't have the experience of being Black and white or don't have the eyes of being someone that lives through a white perspective because of their background, because of their family. It's okay to erase brown skin, dark skin African Americans, Blackness, and talk about how they are so whitewashed. But we can't say anything about half white Nigerians who sit up here and play monoracial African Americans for films and then say that it's the same experience because they happen to be Black. Like, no, you can't do that. You can't come here and talk bad about someone's culture. You can't call us ghetto. You can't call us ratchet. You cannot talk about our hair texture. You can't set out these differences and then sit there and say we are the same when you want something from us, when you want to play us in a film, when you want to get your non-American fave in a role for a Black role, for a Black person. You can't do that. I just don't understand people that claim to hate America, who claim to hate a group of people, but yet you are the main ones appropriating us. You are the main ones saying the things that we say all the time. If you don't like African Americans, if you don't like Black American culture, stop saying lit. Stop saying yes. Stop saying yow. Stop going up to people and saying my nigga. Even to those who are non-African American but are Black, stop coming up to me, calling me your nigga, like you the same person that like we share the same history of being slaves in America. Stop coming up to me like that. If you don't feel that we are the same, if you feel like African Americans are so different from you, then stop listening to our music. Stop standing for our artists. Stop trying to be like us. Stop trying to date us. Stop hitting me up on social media. Stop trying to follow me for my words and wisdom. Stop doing all that. If you hate African Americans so much, if you hate America so much, stop trying to say American slang, aka black culture slang. Because you want to sit here and lump it as, oh, it's just American slang. It is black culture. It is African American vernacular English. So it's funny how you claim to hate America. You claim to hate the people within it, but then you love the culture. You love everything about African American culture. And don't sit there and say, well, it's because of Americanism and we are forced to assimilate. No, because you have a choice between listening to hip hop. You have a choice between saying yes or yeah or my nigga or y'all. You have a choice. You do. No one's forcing you to do all of that. You do it because you like it. You like the culture. You think it's pretty. Fine. But just admit it. Just say it what it is. Just say it's because you like the culture. It's because you think it's beautiful, but you just don't like the people. Just say it. Say you like the aesthetic. But don't sit here and complain about black Americans, especially black American women. But yet you the main ones, like out of black men that I met, it was usually non-American black men that were hitting on me, that were talking to me. So how are you going to sit there and say foreign black women are better than African American women? But it be the main men from other parts of the world that are coming towards African American women. So, like, and I'm not going to sit there and say all people are flawed, because those people who make the effort to talk to African American women or African American men or participate in our culture, they aren't the ones probably talking crap about us. But there are some people who sit around and complain about African Americans all day, but be the main ones trying to get a date from us, be the main ones trying to listen to the music or try to say our slang. And then sit here and say, oh, it's because, this whole time we wanted your acceptance. Like, why would you want acceptance from someone you claim does not like you? Like, I would never try to get acceptance from someone that does not like me. I am not 15 anymore. I am 23 years old. I would never try to impress a group of people who I feel do not like me. So something does not add up. To sit there and say all African Americans hate you, but you be the main ones trying to be our friend or trying to be our partners. You be the main ones trying to listen to the music, say the slang. So it just does not make sense for you to be doing the most for people you claim do not like you. I don't get it. I had a lot more harsh things to say about black men. I had a lot of harsh things to say about non-Americans. But at the end of the day, we're niggers. We're porch monkeys, jigaboos, darkies, blackies, all of that. So to hear another nigger come for a nigger about being a nigger, you won't get called out. So don't get mad when I call people a nigger or a porch monkey or a jigaboo or a coon, because that's what you are. And that's what I am too. You think you can avoid it, but you cannot avoid it. You sitting up here calling people too dark and too black. Meanwhile, you are the blackest. You are the main ones with those features that you hate on a dark-skinned black woman who looks just like you. Very beautiful. But yet you want to sit up here putting her down. Like, I hate to say it, but it be people who are so dark, who have the nappiest hair, who have the widest nose, who have the fullest lips, and who are men trying to come for women who look the same as them because they don't like themselves, because they are insecure. And that's why you hear so many of them saying, well, if Kaepernick were dark skinned, would he be getting the same praise? Or what if Jesse Williams was full black and dark skinned? But then be trying to claim black women who don't really want to be black. You trying to claim light-skinned, racially ambiguous women who don't really say that they are black, only when it's convenient, who are basically coons or don't really acknowledge their blackness until it's to make it look like their partner is being inclusive and that their partner is being a lover of black women. When they want to erase black women, then they want to be black. When they want to take a role from a woman who's actually black, who actually identifies as black, who actually cares about her blackness, then it's like, oh yeah, I'm black too, don't erase my blackness. But then you want to call out Drake, who is just embracing his multiculturalism or his multicultural heritage. You're mad at him because he grew up in an environment where the majority of black people who saw, if he saw any black people, were Jamaicans, were immigrants in Canada. And you're mad because he wanted to embrace that side. You're mad at him because his father is from Memphis and is an African American and Drake wants to make dirty South music. You're mad at Drake for that. You know, Drake is a flawed person, but at least Drake cares about his blackness. At least Drake cares enough to try to connect with his blackness. At least Paris Jackson cares enough to try to connect to her father's blackness, even if she's black or not, which I am not sure, and I have no reason to try to invalidate that from Paris. At least she's trying. At least she's trying. At least these people are doing something for the black community. Reese King had a point. He's the model. Like, he's from London, I believe. He sat there and said, because I saw nothing wrong with what the boy said. All he said was, you can't get mad at people who want to be black. You can't sit here and say mixed people don't do enough for the black community, but then when there are people who do something for the black community, you want to get mad and bring up the fact that they are mixed. Which one is it? Do you want us to be black, or do you want us to be coons and sit here and say, you know, I'm only black when it's convenient? You can't get mad at someone because they don't want to identify as white or mixed race or biracial. You can't do that because it makes you look like a hypocrite. Because there are so few black men champion black women that I don't care about the skin color. I don't care if you mixed or not. If you are a black man doing something for black women, I'm going to praise that. So if he's a light-skinned black man and he's half white, so be it. Because there are so few black men doing something that I don't give a damn if that man is half white. I don't give a damn if he's light-skinned. Because there are so few. So you can sit here and say, if he were a dark-skinned man, would you... No, if he were a dark-skinned man, maybe he would be saying he wants a red bone. I'm gonna keep it 100. If he were a dark-skinned man, he would more than likely say he wants a red bone because he's already dark and a dark-skinned woman wouldn't look good for him. Now, I'm not gonna say it's all, but it's a dangerous amount of dark-skinned black men who do not uplift dark-skinned black women. If y'all care so much about colorism upon dark-skinned black men, if you care so much about representation, you should care about dark-skinned female representation. I saw one man on Twitter that said, I appreciate dark-skinned women, champion dark-skinned men, and, you know, taking care of us, but we still prefer light-skinned women. You see what I mean? That's the mentality of so many dark-skinned men, but then get mad when they see us with a white man or a man that's maybe a few shades lighter than us, but he's a black man. So stop the faux outrage because y'all don't really care about us. Don't sit here because y'all be like, it be dark-skinned black men that be the main ones talking about dark-skinned black women. They be the main ones. It be Kodak Black. It be Young Thug. They be the main ones talking about a dark-skinned black woman and then get mad because a light-skinned black man who may be flawed as well, but he at least gives a damn about all black women. He's not one of those, I want a red bone, I want a yellow bone. And I understand. And I'm not mad at dark-skinned black men because they are insecure about themselves. I'm not mad at you because you are dark-skinned and you don't like dark-skinned black women. I understand why. You grew up in an environment that told you you weren't shit either. A light-skinned man didn't have to go through that. So it's easier for him to say, well, I don't see color versus you. I see that and I understand that, and that needs to be talked about as well. So I understand you don't like yourself, but for you to take it out on dark-skinned women and to be so violent and hateful that you want to sit there and call them roaches, saying you want to exterminate them, that's when I'm mad at you. That's when I am mad. I am mad at you when you don't grow out of your insecurity. I'm mad at you when you don't grow out of that self-hatred and you want to take it into adulthood and harm dark-skinned black women. When you cannot decolonize yourself, that's when I am mad. I'm not mad at that. I understand why, but it's gross when you do that to be violent. When you take out your anger to harm an innocent group of people. That's all I have to say for now. So.